Welcome to Dream Chasers Radio, where we are always daring to be different. Get ready, get ready, get ready to be inspired. Let's get moving toward our goals. And here to make that happen is our host, YaYa Diamond. Thank you so much for calling in. Please tell everybody who you are and what you do, please.
Hello, my name is Anthony Cascio. I'm a tap dancer and a producer, and I am the currently artistic director for Taplife company based out of New York City.
Sweetness! Now, okay, I have to do a confession. I tap danced when I was very, very little. So I don't remember much of it, but I still have my shoes.
That's fantastic. There's a lot of.
However, I love tap dancing. I really do. I mean, that's a big thing. Tell us how you got into that.
Well, when I was a kid, I actually went to dance class with my cousin Jen to Joe Stanford Dance Studio in Queens, New York, and I just dug it. I enjoyed being there, being around the music and the dancing, and I asked to go to class, and I started going to dance class.
Now, in New York, I took my classes in New York, of course. I mean, you know, New York is a very big, metropolitan, performing arts center. It's like, if you don't tap, if you don't dance, if you don't sing, what do you do? Because it's just you had to do one of those. So tell me about the company.
Okay. Well, the professional company came out of nowhere. I was away many years performing with a show called Tap Dogs, and I came back to New York, and I started teaching some classes at Broadway Dance Center, and a couple of people wanted to tap dance with me, so we started tapping together on a regular basis, and I think it was the 2013 Big Apple Tap Festival. We performed in front of all of the tap dancers. We call it the hashtag Tap Fam. It's kind of the guarding of tap dance group of people and family that we have, and we performed at the Big Apple Tap Festival. And Brill Barrett, who is a Tap Fam member from out of Chicago, he saw us after the show and he said, "Hey, what's the name of your company?" We were like, "Oh, Taplife Company." But my friend Tina shouted out. It was kind of a name we were throwing around, and we suddenly became a company. Since then, we've produced some music videos. Yeah, we have a great music video that won a music video award in New York City, and we have 2 shows that we've produced about the company so far.
I love it. Now I am on your tapdance.ticketleap.com, and you have a lot of shows coming up. Tell me about your shows. I see children. I see adults. Tell me about this.
Well, so I learned to tap dance at a dance studio, but I also got a chance to become like a famous tap dancer. I'm well known in the community. And now that I'm back in New York, I wanted to kind of support tap dance in dance studios. So we started an educational program that goes along with our professional company. It's called Taplife 2. And October's always our audition month. So on TicketLeap, where you see that tapdance.ticketleap.com, those are all the auditions we have coming up in the New England area. We're going to be in Connecticut, Massachusetts, in Maine, in New Jersey, in New York. And we do auditions from October 13th to October 28th with one final audition in Jersey, December 2nd. And the age group we're looking for is really anybody 10 and up. You have to have at least 2 years of tap dance experience, and you could come and audition for us. We don't accept everyone, and sometimes studio owners want to know more about our program, and we operate very transparently. They could request to see the commitment agreement we ask the children to sign, that, of course, they check with their guardians and their parents, and we kind of provide an opportunity for kids to get that transition between just being in a dance studio and realizing that there's more to it, and there's this whole professional side of it that they could be a part of and get a look into. It's kind of like, for some people, it's like tutoring for tap dance. So you stay in the studio, but you get a little outside help, and then you get more immersed in the art form, and you get a more of appreciation and love for it, because tap dancing is hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Exactly. Definitely. But tell me about it. Now, I remember when I was young, the one person that really, really turned me on to tap dancing, and I have to say it was in the movies, because I mean, everybody kind of knew about dancing, about ballet, and you knew about, modern and all that. But tap dancing, Gregory Hines, he was amazing. He brought it to, I could relate. You guys have this blog up about him. Tell me about how he's affected your company and your dancing.
Well, I got to meet Mr. Hines, Gregory, when I was doing Tap Dogs in Manhattan in 1997 at the Union Square Theater. He came to see the show. Yeah. And a couple of months later, I met him again on the street in New York. I talk about it in that Sounds of a Taplife show. You could see this show on our website or on YouTube, but we have a show called Sounds of a Taplife. And I told the story about meeting Gregory that second time, where a little boy came running up to us and was all excited to meet Gregory Hines. And then when he ran away, Greg turned around to me and said, we just don't teach tap dance. We teach life through tap dancing. It's still. I always want to make sure I get the wording right, because it was such an amazing thing to hear, and it's kind of been one of the things that's one of the core elements of the foundation of what we build our morals and values at here at Taplife.
Wow. I am absolutely loving it. So tell me, the program itself, you've taken different facets and you've kind of grown it since you started, and you've been there. What have been some of the major changes and challenges that you've faced along the way?
I was just about to, this is the next blog we're going to write, because this show coming up that we have in New York City called In Good Company is kind of like the culmination of exactly what you're asking me right now. So when I first came back to New York, we wanted to perform our material and share our, what the story we wanted to tell through the songs we were choosing and the choreography we were creating. So, we would try to apply to these opportunities where you could submit choreography and show your work. But when you apply to these opportunities, you have to pay for it. It's not that you just get to go show your work. A lot of them don't accept percussive dance styles because they don't have flooring that they want you to dance on. They feel you're going to ruin the floor. If they did allow you to perform and you did have to pay for yourself, you also had to bring your own floor because they want you to dance on cement, and no dancer should have to dance on cement. So we took all those things and we reached out to a place called Dixon Place, and it's a theater in New York, and we showcased about 45 minutes worth of material, taking away all those problems. Stacy, the company manager, and I, we built our own floor, and we used that floor at Dixon Place to dance on. It was a wood-sprung floor. And then from there, after showing material, we built an idea around the show and a little bit about insight in my life and what my journey was, my spiritual journey, and we put all that into the show. And within a year, we had this show called Sounds of a Taplife, and we eliminated all the issues for ourselves. And then last year, we did Sounds of a Taplife Homecoming, which brought us back to the place where it originally became a company when we performed at the Big Apple Tap Festival, and there was the whole full circle and all the dots connected. And now this year, In Good Company, we were speaking about it, and we wanted to eliminate the same problems for other tap dancers and percussive dancers in New York, and that's what we did. So we curated the show of all these fantastic tap dancers and tap companies and choreographers, and that show is the culmination of identifying the problems, eliminating the problems for ourselves, and then sharing that light and love with other tap companies, and we're going to pay them to perform. So this year is the beginning of that part of the journey, and that's the next step. And the way it all comes full circle is we take the kids that audition for Taplife 2, and we give them an opportunity to audition to be in that professional show. And now the kids even get paid to perform. And now we're bringing everything together and putting these kids who love tap dancing and wanted more of an opportunity actually on stage with the people that are doing it professionally in New York right now and trying to survive themselves. And as Taplife Company, we're trying to take away the barriers and the obstacles that are in these people's way so that they could all find each other, connect, and get to share their talent and what's inside them, and connect with other people who come to our shows and sit in our audience and get to feel what that experience feels like in a live setting.
I absolutely love it. I think tap dancing is you said, it is difficult. It's not easy. Step ball chain was the only thing I can remember. And I'm just going to be honest with you. But I was 4 years old, so going through learning that, it took forever. So when you
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that's one of the challenges that tap dance faces is kids stop doing it after a while because they don't always connect with it, and we need to really support the teachers and support the people that are doing it so that it lives in these studios so that they continue on with it, because tap dance teaches you a lot of things in life that you can apply to everyday life. And it can just make your life better, and tap dancers are happy people. We like to share that feeling with other people. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'd love to know what your question was.
No. I mean, I think tap dancing really is something that is so, how would I say? You have to be so committed to it. It's a learning. It's like learning math, but to become a mathematician.
Yeah, well, it's compared to jazz music all the time, so it's very similar in that fashion. So you're right on target with that.
Mm-hmm. And so what I'm saying is, have you found that this has helped to keep children out of trouble?
You know what? Yes, because it's something to focus on. But if that's a great question, and it's funny because I mentioned Brill Barrett before, and Brill's whole thing is he uses tap to keep kids out of trouble. Tap. It's a lot of people find it out of necessity. A lot of people that get to have tap dance in their life find it out of necessity, and often it's associated with the exact thing you just said. It could keep kids out of trouble. It gives them something that's really challenging and inspiring with a very rich history that's easy to find and be a part of if it calls to you and you look into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, with your newfound celebrity, with your status, now that you're, you're a celebrity in your community, which means you're a leader in the community and people look up to you. What have you been, challenged with and faced with as you walk through, the store? Do you have people look at you and say, "Hey, that's that guy. What's up?"
No, you know what? I'm really lucky because I kind of have complete anonymity because not everybody knows. Not everybody's going to know who I am. But when I'm in certain circles, I get to hear stories about myself that I wouldn't get to hear. A young lady told me I went to go entertain at United Dance Merchants of America in Jersey, in Chicago, and then this weekend I'm going to Atlanta. And people walk up to me and say, I took your tap class when I was 8 years old, and it's nice to see you and meet you again. I now own my own dance studio, or I helped change your life in some. You don't really realize that about yourself until people say it back to you, because when you're a leader, sometimes it's hard to find people to be your own mentor or to be inspired by. I'll tell you something that's honest, something completely true about that is, for a while I was in California and I lost myself for a moment, and I opened up a box. It was all these pictures of me with all these people and with royalty and with stars, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this, and I framed them and I put them up around me, and it changed my mindset, because those things shouldn't be in a box. They should be around me to remind me, so that I have something that helps. That if you're trying to lift up all these other people and dancers and kids and people who ask for your help and you're willing to give it, you have to refuel yourself somehow. So I have an upper pyramid of people, my top three, myself, my buddy Frankie, and my buddy Anthony, and I have things like these photos or these memories. I'm sitting here talking to you now, looking at the photo of me and Stevie Wonder, because when I was younger, I opened up a show for Stevie Wonder, and I got to meet him after the show, and he wanted to meet people one at a time. He was freaking awesome. Just standing next to him, you could feel this love and vibration that comes off his body. It's just insane. And he asked me what I do in the show, and I said, well, I'm a tap dancer. And he said, well, tap dance is his favorite kind of dance because it's the only kind of dance he could see. And it's an amazing thing to hear from a blind person, but it's off the charts when you hear it from Stevie Wonder.
Yes,
so
definitely.
you have to kind of, relive these things or find mentors yourself or find your own top pyramid if you're going to resource your energy.
Mhm. Wow. And and I know what you mean because I work with a gentleman. He's blind from birth. He has no pupils. His name is Ray Smith. He was the drummer for Stevie. And he tells me he loves. Yeah, I know. He tells me that he loves clothing with textures and he loves beads because it's the only thing he can see. And so I relate. I definitely relate. Yeah. And I mean, Stevie and Ray are both wonderful people. And I mean, for them to say they see it, that's amazing. So how do people reach you? And I mean, with your upcoming teaching experiences that you're having, where can people go and actually be taught by you?
Okay, well, the best thing to do is I don't teach a whole heck of a lot of classes in easy places like Broadway Dance Center or American Tap Dance Foundation. But if there's people who tap dance and they want to connect with us, the best thing to do is reach out on the website. It's taplifecompany.com, and there's all great stuff on there. You could peruse that. We also have all the auditions coming up. So if you want to meet me at one of those auditions or audition for me there, you could go to tapdance.ticketleap.com. As far as dancing with me, I teach at dance studios in Long Island. I teach at the studio in Rockaway, Queens, New York. I teach at Eileen's Studio of Dance. We're going to do some adult classes there. And I also teach at a dance studio, the Dancer's Edge in Allendale, New Jersey. If you wanted to take a regular class like that, you could try to come there if you're in the area. Otherwise, if you want to see the show, I really recommend anybody who could get to it. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be an annual thing. We even have a sponsor, O'Mara Floors, who is providing a wooden sprung floor for the show, so everyone's dancing on a proper instrument. So the show is the tickets. You get tickets at tiny.cc/goodcompanytix, TIX, or again, go to the website. And you can even see our old shows, the shows that we produced in the last 2 years. That's Sounds of a Tap Life Homecoming and Sounds of a Tap Life Take 2. But I'm not really out running, teaching classes right now. I am teaching a class December 2nd at the December Intensive. Dancers can sign up for that. That's at the bottom of the Ticket Leap list auditions.
Okay.
But that's it. There you go. That's how to dance with me.
I want to thank you for keeping tap alive because it's something of a lost art. It's like jazz music. Most people say, well, people don't really go to jazz concerts anymore. That's not true. I love snapping my fingers. Okay. And it's just
and tapping your toes.
Yes, definitely, and it's just wonderful. I love the art. I love it. It'll never, ever, ever die. Thank you again so much for being on the show. I have had a wonderful time, and keep tap alive, man. That's right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And you got to come back on whenever you have another show or anything should happen. Please keep us in mind.
Yeah, no problem.
All
and
right.
Before I go, I just want to say you could find Tap Life Company on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
There you go. That's it. And I have your main page here. I also have the Ticket Leap on here as well. So if you guys need to click on anything, go ahead and get it. You can also put hashtag Tap Life in there and go for what you know.
Cool. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you so much.